A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a dramatic escalation of rhetoric, Russian President Vladimir Putin has issued a stark warning to Europe, asserting that Russia is fully prepared for war should the continent provoke it. This statement comes in the wake of a lengthy 5-hour meeting between U.S. officials and Russian representatives aimed at negotiating a peace plan for Ukraine, which ultimately yielded no significant breakthroughs. Putin's comments were made during a plenary session of the VTB Russia Calling Investment Forum in Moscow, just prior to discussions with U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, son-in-law to former President Donald Trump. Putin's assertion that Russia is ready to engage in conflict with Europe reflects a growing tension in the region, as he accused European leaders of obstructing U.S.-led efforts to reach a resolution in Ukraine. "We are not planning to go to war with Europe, but if Europe wants to and starts, we are ready right now," he stated, portraying Europe as the aggressor. He further claimed that European demands regarding a potential peace settlement were absolutely unacceptable to Russia, suggesting that these proposals were designed to undermine peace efforts and frame Russia as unwilling to negotiate. The backdrop to these remarks includes a contentious 28-point peace plan that was recently agreed upon by Russia and the U.S., which has drawn widespread condemnation from European governments. The plan reportedly requires Ukraine to relinquish territory, reduce its military capabilities, and abandon its aspirations for NATO membership. In a counter-move, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has unveiled a revised 20-point plan following discussions with U.S. officials, emphasizing the need for increased European involvement in the peace process. Despite the lengthy discussions between U.S. and Russian officials, both sides have acknowledged that they remain far apart on key issues, particularly territorial disputes. Russian envoy Kirill Dmitriev described the talks as productive, while Kremlin aide Yuri Ushakov noted that while there were some agreements, many proposals were met with criticism, leaving the peace process in a precarious state. As the diplomatic efforts continue, fighting has intensified around the Ukrainian city of Pokrovsk, with reports indicating that Russian forces have captured the town and are displaying their flags. Ukrainian forces, however, maintain that skirmishes are ongoing, and a senior NATO official has indicated that Russian troops control approximately 95% of the city. The situation in the neighboring town of Myrnohrad is equally dire, with Ukrainian forces reportedly encircled and reliant on drones for supplies. The failure of the peace talks has raised alarms in Europe, particularly among officials who fear that they and Ukraine have been sidelined in discussions that could heavily favor Russian interests. EU Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas has expressed concerns over Russia's apparent unwillingness to engage in genuine peace negotiations, stating that the focus should be on strengthening Ukraine in the face of ongoing aggression. With geopolitical tensions running high, the outcome of the U.S.-Russia talks remains uncertain. Experts suggest that the Kremlin may be inclined to prolong the peace process to extract concessions from Ukraine while continuing military operations. Michael Froman, president of the Council on Foreign Relations, posits that Putin's strategy may involve leveraging the peace dialogue to negotiate broader relations with the West, all while maintaining pressure on Ukraine. As the situation evolves, both sides have agreed to keep the specifics of their discussions under wraps, leaving the international community watching closely for any signs of progress or further escalation. The stakes are high, as the ongoing war in Ukraine continues to take a heavy toll on the region, and the prospect of peace remains elusive. Amidst the turmoil, Zelensky remains cautiously optimistic, asserting that Ukraine is closer to peace than ever before, and that there is a real chance for an agreement, despite the significant challenges that lie ahead. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.